What is going down, Niner Faithful? Welcome back to another video. Um, I seen this report talking about how the 49ers should be on the lookout and try to sign soon-to-be free agent. Well, he is a free agent since the Ravens season is over, but free agent linebacker C.J. Mosley. Now, John Harbaugh made a comment where he really wanted to bring C.J. Mosley back. Now, C.J. Mosley was a top guy for this Ravens defense just this past season. Ravens had like a top 3, top 4 defense the whole entire season. I believe they got to number 1 at a point as well. And C.J. Mosley was a big factor into, how that defense excelled. He did really good last season, and he was he was a big help to that defense. So obviously, I could see Baltimore re-signing him, but should the 49ers try to pursue him and try to sign him? Absolutely. I mean, you get a guy, he's still young. He's been in the league, this was his he's going on his 5th season. He will be going on his 5th season. So you can, classify him as a veteran. He was selected by Baltimore in the 2014 draft. So he is a free agent, so we wouldn't have to, give up any picks to, trade for him because obviously, we could just sign him in free agency. But if it came down to it, if you're the 49ers, would you sign C.J. Mosley? Would you go and pursue him? Absolutely. We could use a linebacker. I think as of right now, our starting linebackers next season will be Fred Warner, who by far is probably my second favorite player on the Niners defense. He's an absolute animal, and he stepped up big time, and that's a good thing because with the situation that Reuben Foster had. But as it's looking right now, Fred Warner and Elijah Lee will be our starting linebackers. And Elijah Lee produced very well towards the end of the season, too, when he came in. So it's not our biggest need, but we could use linebackers. Fred Warner, if he continues to play how he was playing just this past season, he's definitely going to be a franchise guy, and I can definitely see him sticking with the Niners, and riding it out until something happens. But Fred Warner will be a 49er for a very long time. He's a very solid linebacker. And that's a good thing, like I said, because we lost Reuben Foster. But you go out and get C.J. Mosley. You can pair Fred Warner with C.J. Mosley, and C.J. Mosley can help younger guys as well. He could help Fred Warner become a better linebacker. He could help Elijah Lee, Brock Coyle. So there's a lot of things C.J. Mosley could do this team to help. Not only mentoring the younger guys, but being another veteran asset to this defense that we need, and being a big help to the defense. So C.J. Mosley would be a very intriguing guy for this defense. He'd be a guy that I want the 49ers to, try to look out for this offseason. So absolutely, the Niners should go out and try to sign this guy. But like I said, it's probably unlikely, considering that he was a top guy for that Baltimore defense just this past season. And he'll probably get extended. In other words, John Harbaugh wants to bring C.J. Mosley back. So it could go both ways, but I do think that C.J. Mosley would be a good fit. And I feel like we could, grow off of, veteran. He'd be another veteran asset aside from Sherman. So yeah, absolutely. If the Niners have the opportunity to go out and sign him, and they do have the opportunity because, he's a free agent. But if they had that, eye to where, okay, well, he's say Baltimore throws him a contract and he thinks he wants more money, then the Niners could hop on him and throw more money. But I feel like he wants to be a Raven for the time being, and I do feel like Baltimore will re-sign him. But it's always worth a shot for the Niners to go out and get C.J. Mosley to be a great asset for this defense. We'll see what happens, but it's nothing's gonna hurt for them to go out and try to pursue him. So let me know what you guys think. Should the Niners go out and pursue C.J. Mosley, and should we sign C.J. Mosley in free agency? Like I said, it's unlikely, but it's always I don't know what I'm trying to get here. It's always it doesn't hurt to go out and pursue a guy like him. So we'll see what happens, but if we don't sign him, obviously, I am fine with Elijah Lee and Fred Warner, because that's we don't need a line, like, we can work with what we have, linebacker. You know, Fred Warner, we don't need to replace Fred Warner. He's a solid guy. He's a hell of a linebacker, and he will continue to get better as seasons go on. But you know, Elijah Lee, he's very young. He still has things to learn. And you know, bringing in a guy like C.J. Mosley, for one, he can mentor him, and you know, make make Elijah Lee a better linebacker. So let me know what you guys think. Should the Niners go out and pursue C.J. Mosley, and tell me why? Give me a good explanation why. And if you guys have any questions, I think I'm going to say this at the end of every video from here on out. If you guys have any questions for me and you want me to answer them in a video, shout out to Engraven Vids. He does something similar to this. It's like questions from subscribers. But if you guys have any questions, leave any question on any video of mine, and I'll get back to it. And if it's good enough, if it's a good enough question, I'll make a whole video about the question. But let me know what you guys think. Should the Niners go out and pursue C.J. Mosley? But with that being said, it's Niner J49, and as always, go Niners.